All right, Joe here. Welcome back to We Need to Talk. This is, of course, the show that looks at football on the internet over the past 7 days. 7 days that's seen Roy Keane attempt to take on the entire Super Sunday lineup.
You don't want goal scorers?
Just go and get Kane from Spurs, easy.
You'll be popular with Spurs fans.
Just go and get him.
Serious?
Yeah, what you all staring at? Yeah.
But that's what Man United. That's what Man United should be battling. Right.
Mike Dean absolutely loving the ball. And a Crystal Palace mascot giving it large to the Man City fans.
Grown-ups can give the crowd something to celebrate. That's the Man City fans, by the way. Can give the crowd something to celebrate here at Selhurst Park.
But this week we need to talk about the Ballon d'Or. We're talking about the Ballon d'Or because the top 30 players came out this week and there has been some uproar. So what I've decided to do is follow the YouTube trends, basically copy Spencer and make a tier list of the top 30 Ballon d'Or nominees and separate them into 5 different categories. We've got WTF at the bottom, we've got meh, second bottom, we've got best of the rest, top 3 and the winner. We're going to start at the very bottom and rattle them off, quite frankly, because half of these, how they've got into the top 30, boggles belief. Hugo Lloris. What? Most mistakes leading to goals in the Premier League, bar Begovic. How's he got in there? Koulibaly. Pretty strong defensively, but didn't really do that much for Napoli last season as they won no silverware. So not that impressed. Karim Benzema. Yes, had a good season, but again, really top 30 players in the world? What's he done to deserve it? Antoine Griezmann. Don't think this was his best year by some distance. Feels like they've put him in because he got a big money move to Barcelona. I'll be totally honest. Kevin De Bruyne, I've put in the WTF list. Now, this may cause some controversy, but he played less than 1,100 minutes of Premier League football last season. He has been injured for 6 months of the 10 months we've seen so far. I'm sorry to say, but 3 months of outstanding football is not enough to get you in the top 30 for 2019. Donny van den Beek. Don't even think he should be in the 30. Hakim Ziyech should be above him. Marquinhos and João Felix, maybe a little bit unfortunate to be in the lowest category. Marquinhos obviously took home the Copa America and the French League title, but missed out on the French Cup. I feel like he's a little bit of a victim of me not having watched enough of the Copa America. So I've kind of just determined that he wasn't that influential. Real guesswork from me. João Felix probably could be one category up, given that he won the Liga NOS. Me neither. And he also won the Nations League with Portugal. But as you'll see, I think there are better Portuguese players ahead of him in this list. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, maybe a little bit harsh, scores goals, plenty of them, but it's Arsenal. Moving up to the meh. Now, we've got, opening us up, Dusan Tadic. Now, over 50 goal contributions last season and a domestic double as part of an Ajax team that scored 120 goals in the Eredivisie alone. And if he'd have got to a Champions League final, I'd have been very, very tempted to put him into the best of the rest. But simply because it's only the Eredivisie, sorry Dutch football fans, he can't get any higher. The 2 Ajax players that are higher both did it in the Nations League as well. I'm judging the Nations League quite strongly, I have to admit. Next up, we've got Riyad Mahrez, who scrapes, big time scrapes, into the meh category based on the fact that he captained Algeria to an African Cup of Nations winners medal. He is very lucky to avoid the WTF category, given that domestically last season he was outshone by all of the other Manchester City forwards. I've been very kind on the AFCON here. Heung-min Son, I think influential in Tottenham's best ever season and that Champions League run. Nobody thought they'd get there, so had to go in this category for me. Marc-Andre ter Stegen makes the meh category. Nearly put him one tier up, but I think there has been one goalkeeper who's been better in 2019. Obviously, you know who that is. He plays for Liverpool, but still obviously won La Liga. Didn't do it in the Champions League though, so in the meh. Also in the meh category, I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold and Gini Wijnaldum. Now, these are the best 2 of this category in my opinion. Gini Wijnaldum consistently amazing in Liverpool's central midfield, despite the fact I think Fabinho has been more crucial. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, 17 assists last season, but I think there's 5 Liverpool players ahead of them in my tier list, and I just couldn't include every Liverpool player in the top 3 tiers. Best of the rest, I've got Matthijs de Ligt and Frenkie de Jong. Now this will cause a little bit of controversy, seeing as I slated the Eredivisie for Dusan Tadic, but they did win that domestic double. They did get to a Nations League final, a Champions League semi-final. Other than Van Dijk are the 2 most expensive Dutchmen of all time. And I think Frenkie de Jong in particular was the outstanding central midfielder in Europe in 2019. So those 2, just above Dusan Tadic, maybe slightly fortunate to get in there, but what a year for the youngsters. Robert Lewandowski, 36 in 36. Best number 9 in world football. Next up are the Manchester City boys. Raheem Sterling, Bernardo Silva and Sergio Aguero all make the best of the rest category. Sterling has 27 goals in 2019. By the way, he's got 26 goal involvements in his last 16 games for club and country. How the hell has that happened? Sergio Aguero has 29 goals. He also obviously won the domestic treble alongside Sterling. And Bernardo Silva, who won 5 trophies this calendar year. 5 trophies in 2019, including the Nations League with Portugal. And he has been influential in all of them. Next up, the Liverpool 4. The front 3 speak volumes for themselves. I'm not going to go into Mo Salah, Firmino and Sadio Mane's stats because they are endless. And Alisson, of course, who won 3 Golden Gloves in 2019. Premier League, Champions League, and, of course, the Copa America. Best goalkeeper in the world. Just has to be in there. The final player in this category is really going to cause some debate. I was weighing it up. I didn't know which side the coin would fall on between Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe as to who made the top 3 and who was the highest name in the best of the rest. In the best of the rest, I've put Mbappe. I'm going to take some pelters for this, for putting Cristiano Ronaldo in the top 3. But Kylian Mbappe, simply because he didn't do it on the international scene with France and Ronaldo won the Nations League, that's the only separator I really had. He had a better season domestically, but then I still rate Serie A above Ligue 1. Very, very tough. The only thing separating them really, for me, was the Nations League. So the final toss-up was between who would win it and who would finish second. It's between Van Dijk and Lionel Messi. Second, I went with Virgil van Dijk. He did have the outstanding year of any defender in Europe by far. Obviously won the UEFA Player of the Year, Champions League, Nations League final, 1 point off the title. He couldn't really have done any more, but he was up against a man that's not from this planet. Every single year this award is available, Lionel Messi should be winning it. He is held to standards that no other footballer is held to simply because he's already set them. Most goal contributions in Europe's top 5 leagues with 49, winner of the Best Award, winner of the European Golden Shoe, 15 goal contributions in 9 starts for Barcelona in last season's Champions League. The stats are endless. For any other player, people would be saying they are running away with this award. But because it's Lionel Messi, people are like, well, he's had better years. Unfair to hold him against those standards. Lionel Messi, best player in the world, best player of all time, deserves the Ballon d'Or. So there we have it. My opinion on the top 30 Ballon d'Or nominees. Let the abuse begin in the comments below. You can download our tier list template by clicking the link in the description below and tweeting it to @FootballDaily. We'll endeavour to reply to as many as we possibly can. If you enjoyed this video, why not go over and watch Continental Club on Euro Football Daily, where they're discussing way more in-depth topics. Thank you very much for watching. Au revoir.